In other business news developments, total revenue growth of 15.3% has been recorded by the Southern African Music Rights Organization despite ongoing obstacles. This has been attributed to license fees collected from private, public and community broadcasters. Revenue from general licensing agreements with establishments including malls, hospitals and hotels for the public performance of music also contributed significantly. SAMRO CEO Annabell Lebethe speaks to us now about the 2023 financial results. Thank you so much for your time, Annabell. This is quite impressive. Yes, there are challenges, but talk to us about how SAMRO arrived at these financials.
Hi, Demisan. Good afternoon and afternoon to your viewers. It's been a team effort. I think more than anything, the team has understood the mandate that the board has given us and that our members as shareholders have given us. So we've been very deliberate in looking for new business areas, that is music users who are not previously licensed, to bring them into the fold of being licensed. We've been very deliberate as well about making sure that for every cent that we collect, we reduce the expenditure from an operating perspective, so that more value goes to the pockets of our members. But we've also been very deliberate in making sure that we are collecting what is due to our members, who are the rights holders of that particular musical works.
And the licensing issue, Annabell, becomes quite important. It's been a contentious one for years in this country. It's encouraging to see that you are making headways, but any challenges that still exist within this dynamic of SAMRO collecting what is due to the entity as well as music artists in this country?
Thanks for the question, Tamisang. I'd actually like to explain it in terms of what the law says. So our mandate is a legislative mandate, in that because the Copyright Act recognizes the IP or the copyright that belongs to creators of musical works, it then assigns a responsibility to a CMO, a collective management organization like SAMRO, to act on behalf of the owners of that copyright. The challenge with South Africa is that we have very low levels and low appetite levels for compliance. So this is a compliance requirement. But above that, it actually is recognizing the businesses and users of music need to recognize that their value of music helps them to sell better products, help them to sell their services better. And the experience from a patron point becomes that much more enriched and enhanced, because music is part and parcel of the value offering of any industry, of any establishment. So it really is about compliance and making sure that corporates and music users across the spectrum are recognizing that you have to comply, you have to demonstrate that you are a good corporate citizen, and that you're actually recognizing that that which you're using does not belong to you because you don't have permission to use it.
Is the same compliance noted within the digital space of the music industry? There are loopholes and there's at least some effort to try and close them, but South Africa is still far off from the likes of the US, not to make a comparison.
Right. No, indeed, we are still slightly far off from the global north. If you look at there's an international body that SAMRO is a member of that tracks the collections across various jurisdictions. And we can actually see that the global north countries have really tapped into the collection opportunities, revenue opportunities for members for digital. And digital means digital subscription platforms such as your Netflix, your iTunes, and your Spotify, for example. But added to that, we've also got video on demand subscription services. So that would be your Netflix again, as well as BritBox and Amazon. So we are again recognizing that this is an area of potential growth and opportunity for our members, because we see the growth in streaming services and subscription services. And we are only a small market for South Africa, but we've also recognized that out of the revenues that we've collected, 9% of that came from our digital service licensees and users of music in those particular spaces.
As a parting shot, Annabell, I see in the results that load shedding is also noted there as one of the hurdles that the industry has had to face. Tell us more about how direct the effect is there.
Look, I definitely think that in the context of South Africa and the challenges that we experience, our music users are finding that they don't have as much stay time as possible for patrons. If you go to a restaurant, for example, the establishment may or may not have a backup generator, or they may not have an inverter. Therefore, the times that that restaurant, for example, would be open is slightly reduced. So the impact that load shedding has on businesses has a direct impact on our ability then to raise the revenues that our members is due to them. But we understand those challenges, and we really want to work with music users to see how we can also encourage them over periods of time to pay what they actually use.
Thank you so much for your input. That's Annabell Lebethe, CEO of SAMRO, speaking to us this afternoon about their impressive results. They've seen a 15.3% jump in revenue. In company